Good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Sorry for the late start. Yeah, I've been having issues with the camera, so I've been trying to sort that out. And I wanted to do that before we get into any discussion for tonight. Yeah, I just want to make sure, because you could realize from the video that it's not where it's supposed to be tonight. So I'm trying to sort that out. It's looking okay on one side, but when I'm looking at the video here, yeah, it ain't looking proper. That's no we standard. We're trying to maintain we standard. You understand? Yeah. So I'm just trying to see if I can get that up. Let me just give you all one more steel pan, and then we get into the discussion for tonight. All right, nice. Let me see a nice one here. Right. Yeah. Let me try this one, and then we're gonna get into it. You know what? We're not going to stick any longer. We're just going to go with it. Doesn't seem as though we have a choice, yeah? And indeed, we're opening the phone lines early tonight. It is a Thursday night, yes, so we're going to keep the phone lines open early. And just to give you all the reminder, good night to all of you joining us on the YouTube, the Facebook, all of you joining us via We Noise Radio. Can't go into the roll call tonight. We don't start in late already, yeah? And we have a lot of things to get through tonight, yeah? So just to let you all know, the St. David constituency branch, they are having an oil down competition here that's taking place on Valentine's Day. Yeah, so that's going to be at the NNP office yard in St. David starting from 10 a.m. until, yeah, so you could go, you win your oil down competition, and then you take your winnings and go online. Nice with the wife or the husband for Valentine's. All right, so that's taking place at the office yard in St. David starting from 10 a.m. until, so you might be able to get lunch day. All right, teams compete for the bragging rights, and they have a solid bar all day, free food for everyone, and it's a family-friendly atmosphere, and that's being hosted by the new National Party St. David constituency branch. Remember to wear your national colors. Don't do like some people and they're chopping out any one of the national colors and they only wearing the other two. No. Yeah? Wear the national colors. All right, so that's the St. David constituency branch. They're having that oil down competition taking place at the NNP office yard out there in St. David, and that's going to be starting at 10 a.m. on Valentine's Day, February the 14th. So that's next week Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. All right, so free food. You're going, you're getting free food, but have a solid bar. Yeah, patronize the bar. All right, nice. So that's the St. David's constituency branch. Nice. Also, folks, Brother Adrian Joseph, he says, come one, come all. That's going to be taking place this Sunday at the Grand Mall playing field from 1 p.m. It's a day of family fun and togetherness. All right, so you have Rita and the Ultimate Perfection Band. They'll be shaking down the place up there in Grand Mall. It starts from 1 p.m. Free oil down. They have barbecue, fish, and more. All food is free. You don't have to cook Sunday head in Grand Mall. All food is free. Children, drinks free. Okay, I understand now. All right, so the drinks for the children are free. So children will get a little malt and they look at juice and them thing free. But big people buy your drinks, right? They have fun and games, giveaways. Of course, they have Rita and the Ultimate Band. Other performers will be there along with some DJs and a solid cash bar. So you have to buy your drinks if you're not a child. All right, so children, they're getting the drinks free. The big people, buy your drinks. All right, so that's going to be taking place this Sunday out there at the Grand Mall playing field. Brother Adrian Joseph and the St. George Northwest Constituency branch here, they'll be having that activity taking place there. Go on out and show your support.
Visit the Independent Store, open at its new location, Grenville Street, near Brussels Hardware. Second floor, Central Sales Building. Get all your decorations, rosettes, buntings, pennants, banners, and more. You can also get your t-shirts and polo shirts for kids and adults in the national colors. Say Happy Independence with colors. We love you, Grenada.
Happy Independence, Grenada, we love you. Happy Independence, Grenada, we love you. Welcome.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Yes, indeed, folks, and it is Talking Points. Yeah, we have quite a few points to talk about tonight, Yeah, quite a few things to talk about tonight. Yeah, so we know that the Prime Minister went out, and he went out to one of these international forums, and he was speaking. Good night, Mr. Handsome. I know you're waiting to hear that. Yeah. He went out and he was speaking at one of those international forums. And I wonder if all you want to hear. Yeah, let me see if I could pull up something here quickly. Let me see if I could pull it. Oh, no, I have to pull up this first. Yeah, I have to pull up that first. and I had to put back this again here because this thing started to fail on me here again. So let me see if I could get it to work properly. Nice. All right. Yes, indeed. So let me see if I could pull up the stuff with the Prime Minister here. No. Nice. Yeah. We'll find him, you know. Yeah. It's very interesting. Certain statements I hear he was making today. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. Certain statements I heard the Prime Minister making today. I don't know. What is it today? That everything I'm looking for, nothing seems to be in its place. Everything seems to be misplaced tonight. I just don't know what's going on. It's like everything I'm looking to find, I can't find. Yeah, every time I'm trying to find something tonight, I'm just not finding it. I don't understand why. I think we've got it finally now. Yeah, tonight is one of those nights, boy. What? Yeah, let's hear the Prime Minister, man. Let's hear the Prime Minister tonight. Yeah.
The Caribbean is seeing a lot of disruption. How are you prioritizing the sectors here?
Sure, thank you. Well, I should point out, I think most of the Caribbean have long gone beyond the aid model of development. To a large extent, we are all middle-income countries. I'll give an example. USAID was cancelled, and my country, there wasn't a single program that was impacted.
Folks, that's a lie. Eh? Just letting you all know. That's the face he make when he lying, because that's a lie. Several programs. You go and ask some of the NGO community. Ask Grenada, for instance. Yeah? I know there was another NGO that was doing some work with Mr. Kalista and others. Yeah, all of them were impacted when funds were withdrawn from USAID. So if he doesn't know, he could say he don't know. But don't say no programs were impacted in Grenada when USAID was withdrawn. That is totally not true. I just saying you straight, that's a lie.
So we've sort of long gone beyond that and have taken, in a sense, non-traditional ways of attracting foreign direct investment. So for example, in Grenada, our financial services are not as strong or robust as the BVI, but we have an investment migration program that has, in the last 10 years, contributed.
CBI he talking about, and it's not he introduced CBI, you know, as the new national party. But anyway, we digress.
Significantly to both direct government revenues as well as foreign direct investment that has allowed us to actually weather some pretty significant shocks, both in terms of economic shocks as well as climate shocks. For example, last year and COVID. So for example, last year we would have had a pretty devastating Category 4 hurricane very early in the hurricane season. That allowed us to withstand that shock, engage in significant rebuilding without having in any way to suspend or debt payments or engage in any sort of...
All you pick up that lie, right? I don't understand how this man could go and lie for the people like that. We have suspended debt payments. That is an ongoing something. In fact, the latest IMF report speaks to the suspension of the debt payments. The latest IMF report speaks to that. Last year's IMF report speaks to that because they suspended debt payments due to the rebuilding effort. And in fact, the Minister of Finance was defending that just last week or week before. He was defending that. So to come to us now and try to give the impression, well, not us, but go in and lie to the people in the forum. We know you're begging our money over there, but you don't have to lie. You don't have to, because folks, there's a blatant lie. That is a lie. Yeah, that is a lie.
As well as foreign direct investment that has allowed us to actually weather some pretty significant shocks, both in terms of economic shocks as well as climate shocks. For example, last year and COVID.
And that wasn't last year. The hurricane was here before. But we understand. You just start a year. It might feel kind of fuzzy to you still, so you're still saying last year. I just do it too. But Mr. Prime Minister, that wasn't last year. If they fact check you, they are 3 lies already. But anyhow, we know.
example, last year we would have had a pretty devastating Category 4 hurricane very early in the hurricane season. That allowed us to withstand that shock, engage in significant rebuilding without having in any way to suspend our debt payments or engage in any sort of calamitous financial restructuring. We were able to weather the COVID-19 shutdown of the economy for almost 2 years.
Also, you're congratulating the NNP then, because the weathering of the storm under COVID was due to the prudent financial management of the Keith Mitchell-led administration. So you're actually boasting now about the work that Dr. Mitchell did and the new National Party that Brother Gregory Bowen did as Minister of Finance of our country. Bravo, man. You're finally coming to your senses. Why ain't call the name while you're at it? Because it wasn't you that was there during COVID. And the 2 years of COVID, 2020, 2021 into 2022, we know is the new National Party that was in office. So the ability of the country to manage things, put in place loans that one of your ministers get, loans and all these sort of things for citizens, to give assistance to workers who were furloughed, unemployed at that point in time. And so all of that was due to the proper financial management of the new National Party. Bolly would never admit that. So you go out to the forum trying to give the impression that all is well and dandy and things perfect in Grenada, but the debt has been suspended. And it seems as though, in fact, the IMF spoke of it needing to be back by 2027. So to go and lie for the people there, come on, man. Come on, man. This is 2026. Things easy to fact check.
People in the tourism sector were out of jobs. So, our approach is, I heard the Prime Minister of Montenegro talking about the need.
Yeah, no, let me listen to that piece again, man. I need all you to hear that again.
Caribbean is seeing a lot of disruption. How are you prioritizing the sectors here?
Sure, thank you. Well, I should point out, I think most of the Caribbean have long gone beyond the aid model of development. To a large extent, we are all middle-income countries. I'll give an example. USAID was cancelled, and in my country there wasn't a single program that was impacted.
Lie.
No USAID to us.
Lie.
So we've sort of long gone beyond that and have taken, in a sense, non-traditional ways of attracting foreign direct investments.
Not
for example,
you.
in
Lie.
Grenada, our financial services are not as strong or robust as the BVI, but we have an investment migration program that has, in the last 10 years, contributed significantly to both direct government revenues as well as foreign direct investment that has allowed us to actually weather some pretty significant shocks, both in terms of economic shocks as well as climate shocks. For example, last year and COVID. So for example, last year we would have had a pretty devastating Category 4 hurricane very early in the hurricane season. That allowed us to withstand that shock, engage in significant rebuilding without having in any way to suspend our debt payments or engage in any sort of calamitous financial restructuring. We were able to weather the COVID-19 shutdown of the economy for almost 2 years.
Not you.
And
You
still
lie.
people in the tourism sector were out of jobs. So, our approach is, I heard the Prime Minister of Montenegro talking about the need.
The Caribbean is seeing a lot of disruption.
There we hear enough for you on that. Lie. Lie, 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 lie. They does lie, 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 lie. They does lie, they does lie. That is lie. Teacher Percy said, if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die. Eh? That is lie. I wonder if I have something there. Let me see. I wonder if this was it, boy. I wonder if this was it.
In Beryl, the 2025 budget presentation was delayed to ensure the continued functioning of government.
Okay, that was in relation to the delay of the budget, right? Nice. Let's see where the debt suspension come. Let's see if we can find where the debt suspension came in. And you know how I will do? I will look direct. Yeah, we could find thing and prove that he lie, you know. That is easy to find. Yeah. All we got to type in Grenada. Debt suspension. Yeah, let me see what is there. Let me hear.
Fiscal Resilience Act allows the minister, by order subject to negative resolution, to suspend the public debt target and primary balance rule under Section 8 at any time during a fiscal year in the event of a major economic shock resulting from a disaster. This can be triggered by a natural hazard declared by an authorized national, regional, or international agency or any other disaster declared pursuant to Section 55 of the Disaster Management Act of 2023. Finance Minister Cornwall explained that this suspension will provide the government with greater flexibility to incur debt for...
This what Minister no, we are no suspension. The Prime Minister said we never had no suspension due to the Arabia. Can't be no suspension. No minister. No. GBN only probably get that one wrong, you know. Yeah, but you have a nice voice too. Only probably get that one wrong, you know.
Suspension will provide the government with greater flexibility to incur debt for necessary recovery efforts.
At present, we have the central government debt to GDP ratio of 60.4%, the public debt to GDP of 75.1%. And when I refer to public debt, it includes central government debt as well as debt from our statutory bodies. Government policy is to prioritize grants and concession debt financing. In other words, we have committed ourselves to borrow monies if need be at concessional terms for the most part at this point in time. Currently, under the Fiscal Resilience Act, we have a primary balance target of 1.5% of GDP. We are hoping to be able at least to take on board all the expenses that are needed to replace the assets that were damaged on Grenada as a result of the storm, so we can basically use that facility to spend up to the limit or beyond if needs be.
While Cornwall could not specify...
You know what? Yeah, let me forget them. Yeah. We lie. lie, and more lie. Yeah? Lie, and more lie. And the thing is that to understand, this is the year 2026. You could easily find information regarding these things. So when you tell people removing the funding from USAID didn't affect anything, that's not true. It affects different people, different NGOs, etc. in Grenada. As I mentioned, Grenchap, speak to Grenchap. Speak to some of the other NGOs and find out if they can still carry out the different things that they were doing before, since the removal of that USAID funding. And it's not only those that existed, it is those that may have had to come otherwise. There are a lot of NGOs that do work in relation to family planning and sexual health, etc. Their funding was affected by USAID removing that. There are some that deal with environmental projects and those sort of things. Even some that would deal with things like cultural heritage. And that funding is no longer available, which means that they may have to seek that funding from central government. So it's not something to be out there talking about in that sense and boasting like, well, we ain't getting that money, so we good. Well, you know, you're looking for our money out there. Wonder if you meet your partner, the Epstein Files guy. Yeah, when you make sure your cameraman take pictures of you and here. Yeah, the Epstein. I think he probably back by now. Yeah, or coming back today or tomorrow or something like that. We go see. We go see, Papu. We go see. Yes, indeed. 4407377. You can call on the WhatsApp. That's 14734407377. You can call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah. You understand? When you had the IMF report for 2022, which would not be an IMF report, again, reflective of the actions of the NDC administration. So the 2022 IMF report, it praised the new National Party government for the work that they did with the economy, that they had the fiscal buffers in place to be able to deal with COVID. In other words, you didn't have money coming in. You didn't have no set of money coming in, but you were still able to take care of your business. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon Scott. Good night, Talking Points.
Antonito, what's up?
How we do? How we do? How we do? Happy Independence, everyone. Happy 52nd Independence, brother. Oh, everybody good?
Yeah, man.
Sheldon. Well, I know me and you, we kind of young and things like that, and with the 70s children, born in the 70s.
You trying to sell me
Right?
out?
Yeah, man. I see you put that thing online there. Let's kill myself laughing. I didn't get a chance to reply to it because I did that in GBSS in the computer lab. So, yeah, don't try that. But here's what going on. Listen to this. Grenada have a new burial society and a new burial home in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and you see?
I have
NDC
no
Burial
intention of
Society.
visiting any time within the next 50 years or so. So you could go ahead and tell me. But I ain't
Mr.
going
Man.
anytime soon.
Listen, no, and I ain't joking, because we not clowns. Grenaders are clowns. Yeah? According to them, when we go and celebrate independence, we are clowns. But let me tell you, NDC is a new burial society. They're burying the ministers. Yeah? And if we give us 9 or they give us 4, the 4 worse. Or they selling saltfish in in van. Sheldon, I ain't playing the game with them. I ain't having no fun with them. They're burying corruption. They're burying ministers. They're burying senators. Oh God, what game we want? They're burying the truth. And the Prime Minister is never in Grenada. I was in Sobeys today. I see a certain acting Prime Minister up there. Sheldon, I listened to the Senate. The Senate hearing under the weed, well, decriminalization. I heard a certain senator say he just drink that thing and them. Thing illegal yet. The man said in the Senate. The
Maybe-
president of the Senate.
You see, no, when you drink it, it's higher concentration, and it gets into your
Sheldon.
bloodstream faster, etc. So that may be why he does talk the nonsense he does talk.
Sheldon, I study chemistry. Mr. Man, that's my job. But I ain't playing with them. Grenadians and MPites. Stay focused. Look at the plan. What are they doing? Friday coming, they're gonna sell thing. Anyhow, we ain't calling him. Look at the voters list. Get your act together. Elections is closer than we think. Dr. Mitchell, good night. You playing chess, them playing giraffe. Mr. Adrian, Dr. Joseph, good night. Honorable Leader Pierre, good night. All my 9 caretakers, good night. Let me do our work. Mr. Nimrod, good night. We're waiting for them. Ring the bell. Check, mate. Sheldon, have a good night.
All right, brother. 1-473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Lie. 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 Yeah? Go ahead and do suspension and all kind of thing and come in and tell us no suspension. Well, not telling us, telling them. You could go and lie to them, but they could go and they could go and check for themselves and all kind of thing and realize that what you're saying is a pile of lies. You understand? Yeah? Yeah, lies. Well, you understand? Yes, indeed, folks. 1-473-440-7377. Before I move on for this one, yeah, one more time. Let me just pull it up there. One more time.
The Caribbean is seeing a lot of disruption. How are you prioritizing the sectors here?
Sure, thank you. Well, I should point out, I think most of the Caribbean have long gone beyond the aid model of development. To a large extent, we are all middle-income countries. I'll give an example. USAID was cancelled, and in my country there wasn't a single program that was impacted because there's just no USAID to us. So we've sort of long gone beyond that and have taken, in a sense, non-traditional ways of attracting foreign direct investment. So, for example, in Grenada, our financial services are not as strong or robust as the BVI, but we have an investment migration program that has, in the last 10 years, contributed significantly to both direct government revenues as well as foreign direct investment that has allowed us to actually weather some pretty significant shocks.
And we have a caller online. Let's go to the caller. Yeah, we're taking you on again. Hello, good night.
Good night to Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night,
and
my
good
dear.
night to the Grenadian people who's listening home and abroad. Yeah. First of all, good night to all the NNPI, the true NNPites. The people that love NNP from the heart. Good night to y'all. Yeah, Sheldon, I want to say good night to him. I did send a message for you. I tell the lady.
I got the
good night
message.
to her.
Yeah.
Right. She leaves something for you to her.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah. And then you have a lady in Happy Hill, two of them in Happy Hill. So they leave something. They said, right, for the program.
Okay.
Right?
So my electricity bill could pay. Nice, wonderful.
Pass and pick it up.
Okay.
Pass and pick it up tomorrow, please, the Lord. I don't want to hold money there.
Mm-hmm.
I want nobody come and put mask in the face and stick me up and tell me pass it.
They may be feel it's a pile of money.
Yes, a lot of people doing all the wrong things in Grenada right now. No, that's serious. They're robbing people, they're snatching people back, they're thieving busman for some money, all kind of things happening.
That starts again, this grabbing busman bag and thing?
Yes,
Wow.
that's happening. I'm telling you, they say.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? A lot of things happening because people is suffering. People is suffering.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time in my life I see what's going on in Grenada. People is suffering. People are buying, people don't have money, people they don't get paid. And they owe me money. I'm calling on the government, the NDC government, Mr. Deacon Mitchell as the Prime Minister. Please pay the people that are walking in the road so they could pay me my money, sir. I'm very frustrated. I have my bills to pay. Some of the people take little things from me. I lend them little money to pay bus and or to buy other little things, and they can't pay me. And that is not right. You all must be honest with people. Let them know you don't have money in the country. Then they go every time they go in the bank and pull the bank card, nothing. It's not right. Try and pay the people. And we say we are independent country. People suffering. People is suffering. And you have a lot of bad mind. People in this country, they don't want to see nobody eat. Nobody not taking no bread in my mouth. Nobody. All right. So Sheldon, is Miss Sylvester, good night. Good night
Yes,
to Patty
good night
and
to Miss
Matthew.
Sylvester, yes.
Yeah, good night to Patty and Matthew, wherever all you there. Dr. Mitchell and all the caretakers, good night to you all. And I will tell all you something. A lot of prostitution going on in Grenada. Young people. And everybody begging. They begging. They had a boyfriend. They coming in town and sit down right by me with a boyfriend. And line on the children. So they want money for the children. And they had a young man with them. They're going on and shoplift. Every day police passing. That is not a joke. I just tell her the lady yesterday, I say I am not giving nobody nothing. I'm not give, because this man just bear with that and the lady could hardly walk. Young people, give them jobs. Grenada wasn't like that, children. Grenada wasn't like that. And a lot of people don't believe. When they talk, they pass next day and throw word. It wasn't like that. People could have go to work, and when they get a little money, they go in the Indian store and shop. They pass by me, they spend a little $50. You understand? Nothing like that. I had to give away all my green fig. All my green fig, I had to give it away. And the planting, because it has spoiled, then I throw it. If you think I lie, call Grenadians and ask them, all who pass are giving them figure. All who pass are to give. It is so sad. And there are some wicked people that say everything is nice. You don't nice. It's nice for you all. It's nice for you all. I frustrated. You know who give me $20 today? Peggy. Peggy next Philip passing. And a day. What going on? I said, nobody don't buy. I said, look at me thing here. And me hand. Peggy that sent back a $20 to me. I buy a breakfast. I'm not saying that because I don't want sympathy from all you. And a lot of them, they taking bribe. A lot of them taking bribe from these people and them. I don't want sympathy from all you now. Ban me belly. I ban me belly. I pray to God that these people go. They go try to rob that election, Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to rob that election. And the name calling in, the name, my friend called me today to get some land before and fish to sell up in America. She tell me a lot of people in Grenada and they will with the man what was the truth all them the young girls and spoil them in America. But the name will call Trump, the old Trump. Trump will expose them. Anyhow, good night. I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of people in Grenada, big men in this society, they name they not. I never know. I didn't know. Anyhow, good night. I'm glad it's a good thing. I'm glad. I don't know how to text. I don't know how to go online. I don't know how to fraud. I'm so glad I don't do that. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Gabby. You have a good one.
I don't want sympathy from all you Grenadians because they just talk out all you things for people. Dr. Mitchell, good night wherever you. And they have a nice team there. Nice team. But I don't see nobody was out there. I don't know what's going on.
There's one for the two for St. Patrick, one was there. That's Mr. Jelani Glean was there. And you will, within the next few days, you will be hearing some more about the others.
I see Glean as a sign.
Yeah.
Just pray for them.
One of the things that we have here is that you have so many qualified people that want to run for the NNP. So that you have to make a proper selection. Yeah.
We have to pray. We have to pray. Sheldon, if people abuse their need, we doom in Grenada. Look how they want to send back all them Cubans. All them Cubans, they want to send them back. After Cuba do so much for Grenada. Cuba do so much for Grenada. Anyhow, you good night, eh?
All right,
night,
yeah.
night.
Night.
And class tomorrow, easy lad.
Yes, indeed. All right. Yes, folks. 1-473-440-7377. Yeah, we hear him the last time. We want to hear him again. We done with that. Yeah? Well, you're telling me the thing is a saltfish van right now, everybody. Why is me on it again? Not me that take the constituency van and turn it into a saltfish van, you know? Not me that take it and turn it into that. I am not guilty. I'm not the one. All right? Wrong man. I live in the constituency, but not me. And folks, last night I was mentioning something to you all towards the end of the program. And I just want to briefly revisit that today before I go on to the last issue for tonight. Because it's nearly 9 already anyway. I mentioned that the Prime Minister of Grenada continues to use rented property. In fact, having been in office now roughly 43 months at $24,000 per month, that's anywhere in the region of 1 million, about 38,000. 1,032,000 for that right now, because you're talking about 24,000 by 43. Yeah, because you had to pay by the month 24,000. We hoping 24 we hearing is in EC and not US, because we know when it comes to the south of the island where it is. Yeah. But again, it's the hypocrisy of the individuals in relation to these things. It's the hypocrisy. Yeah? Remember when he was seeking to become Prime Minister of Grenada, what he had to say about government renting properties and them kind of thing. In fact, let me remind you.
Walk around Sotes, you will see significant buildings in a dilapidated state that is owned by the people and state of Grenada. The government has in St. George's. The government has failed to maintain it, has failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place.
Instead of doing what? What are you doing? Let me hear you again. We ain't hear you properly. The government, this was him as just leader of the National Democratic Congress. He was not Prime Minister at that time. You understand? Yeah, he was just doing an interview in relation to the renting, government renting all over the place. Yeah? Let me hear him again.
That is owned by the people.
In fact, you know what? Let me take it from the top.
Walk around Sotes, you will see significant buildings in a dilapidated state that is owned by the people and state of Grenada. The government has in St. George's. The government has failed to maintain it, has failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place. Failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place. Failed to maintain it, has failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place. Failed to maintain it, has failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place. It is renting properties all over the place.
Almost don't make any sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. All right, so you have significant wastage in those areas because there's no rationalization as to how you use government services itself. And it is sad because, to me, if we invest in properties that are already owned by the state,
like the Prime Minister's residence, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, if we invest in like the Prime Minister's residence instead of going on rent, I know that's it. Let me see. We just want to make sure we ain't misconstrue.
Wastage in those areas because there's no rationalization as to how you use government services itself. And it is sad because, to me, if we invest in properties that are already owned by the state, right, and we can maintain these properties, it allows the state itself to use them, and it allows the state to rent some of these buildings to private citizens so that the state itself can get revenue, right, and that we can then invest in things like our police stations, which are in terrible conditions, right, our healthcare centers, which in many instances need significant upgrading.
So you knew that then, but apparently you didn't know that. No, we're taking it from the start again. We want to hear him again. This is the same individual that between taking office and now has spent $1,032,000 of your tax dollars on renting a property when there is a Prime Minister's residence available, who has that money could have been used to repair the Prime Minister's residence for him to move into it afterwards. No, nothing like that. Hear him before the election.
You will see significant buildings in a dilapidated state that is owned by the people and state of Grenada. The government has in St. George's. The government has failed to maintain it, has failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place. It is renting properties all over the place.
Almost don't make any sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. All right, so you have significant wastage in those areas because there's no rationalization as to how you use government services itself. And it is sad because, to me, if we invest...
I wonder if he could tell us the rationale. I wonder if he could tell us the rationale for living where you living down in Grenada there right now. Tell us the rationale behind that one. There's no rationale. Tell us the rationale.
Have significant wastage in those areas because there's no rationalization as to how you use government services itself. And it is sad because, to me, if we invest in properties that are already owned by the state, right, and we can maintain these properties, it allows the state itself to use them, and it allows the state to rent some of these buildings to private citizens so that the state itself can get revenue, right, and that we can then invest in things like our police stations, which are in terrible conditions, right, our healthcare centers, which in many instances need significant upgrading.
Now, so one more time, because we can't believe it's the same man saying that there. Remember, he spent $1,030,000. They like to talk about who wastes taxpayers' money. $1,032,000 of your dollars he has spent on renting a place when there's a place available for him. And in that time, he has made absolutely not one single move. All on phone line, hold. I seen call coming through. Everybody on the phone line, hold. I playing a video. Right? Yeah. He has spent not 1 cent on refurbishment or what there up to a standard that he feels comfortable in living there. He has no intention of ever spending time there as Prime Minister.
You will see significant buildings in a dilapidated state that is owned.
And just remember, the Prime Minister's residence was not in a dilapidated state. He may have 1 or 2 issues with the building. You don't like how it is. You don't, right? You want to change that? You change that. You want to upgrade? You upgrade. But that should have been done by now. You had 43 months. Nothing has been done. Nothing. That is if engineers even go there to try and make a drawing to say, well, this is where you want there.
You will see significant buildings in a dilapidated state that is owned by the people and state of Grenada. The government has in St. George's. The government has failed to maintain it, has failed to invest in those buildings, and instead it is renting properties all over the place. It is renting properties all over the place.
Almost don't make any sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. All right, so you have significant wastage in those areas because there's no rationalization as to how you use government services itself. And it is sad because, to me, if we invest in properties that are already owned by the state, right, and we can maintain these properties, it allows the state itself to use them, and it allows the state to rent some of these buildings to private citizens so that the state itself can get revenue. Right, and we can then invest in things like our police stations, which are in terrible conditions. Right, our healthcare centers, which in many instances need significant upgrading. So those.
And the young lady sit down next to you there. She in cabinet with you, she could remind you that, hey, this is where they say, boss, you can't be going down, you can't be living down there. She could remind you that is the member of parliament for St. John. She could give you a little reminder about that issue. Or you hold on the phone line. We will come to the phone lines in a while. Hold on the phone lines, right? Yeah, she could give you a reminder that, hey, this is where they say, and this is your philosophy, that we can't have buildings, and instead of refurbishing the buildings, we just go in and rent elsewhere. Because that is exactly what you're doing right now as Prime Minister. But there's another person that you have. We hear you sending that one as a candidate to collect some cocktail again too. But you could send her. But maybe she could remind you. Maybe she could tell you this, not the one from St. John. She getting cocktail too. But this other one getting more cocktail, right? Nice. Let me hear this one.
Which means the Governor General's residence. $220,800. Increased from last year and to be increased next year based on the estimates. The Governor General's residence. Now, Mr. Deputy President, the Governor General has been renting, according to my information research, since 2004. The Governor General has been renting. So it means then that government is paying somebody, some entity, to house the Governor General. Couldn't government, in its prudence, in speaking to recovery, and I'm looking here at economic recovery, in its prudence, secure a loan and renovate the Governor General's residence?
You might have to talk to your Prime Minister and tell him to do that right now in relation to Prime Minister's residence. He may not even have to secure a loan because then they'll say, oh, yeah, a load of money. So he wouldn't even have to secure a loan. Because, listen, Governor General residence, in my view, after Hurricane Ivan, because I'll say it here. After Hurricane Ivan, your priority will not be to rebuild the facility to place the Queen at that time, the Queen's representative. You had people, that house gone, disappear, no longer in the same vicinity that it was. And not one person, not 10 people, not 20 people. You were talking of literally thousands of people after Hurricane Ivan that had no home, no place to stay, totally destroyed. Thousands. When you pass through St. David, and certain parts of St. David level, certain parts of St. George Northeast, and so you're going up Bolio, nearly everything, roof off here, there, Tonga, St. George, south of the island, mash up. Not to mention other parts of the island had mash up, but the main areas were more like Tonga, St. George, the St. George's area in general, and St. David were two of the areas that got hit the worst. And then you had other areas up in St. Andrew and St. Patrick and so on. They got touched, but not as bad as the south of the island got that hit from Ivan. So you had literally thousands of people in your most populated areas that had no place to stay. So your priority as a government with sense at that point in time, so you notice I say a government with sense, would be to help the people and them to get somewhere to stay. As small as it might be, but at least they're not outside in the elements. That would be your focus. Not just that year, but for the following 10 years. Because you might give them somewhere to stay temporary, and then you help them to get something better after. So that was one. Secondly, your police stations, your clinics, your healthcare facilities, other government places, flat. You're going to focus on your Governor General residence at that point in time. When you had the Queen of England, multi-trillionaire, biggest landowner on the face of the earth, who could have said, this is my representative, I'm rebuilding it. That is my view. I just said it was my view in relation to it, you know. The Queen at that time could have said, this is my representative. They are representing me in your country. The building is supposed to be my building, representative of me. I'm rebuilding it. Instead, we should have rebuilt a building for the Governor General. At that, come on, man. At a point in time, when you had thousands of people in St. David and South St. George, all up in Tempe, Bolio, all those areas, and then Willis, and so you had people with no place to stay. Your focus would have been that. What about right now? Yeah? While there are still people in tents in Carriacou right now. Yeah? But instead of that, the rent is going, 24,000 is going a month. 1,032,000 so far going in relation to rent. So I think you need to find Sister Saint Cyr and talk to her, because she seems to have ideas on the issue.
To house the Governor General. Couldn't government, in its prudence, in speaking to recovery, and I'm looking here at economic recovery, in its prudence, secure a loan and renovate the Governor General's residence and use the monies that we're now paying for rent on that mortgage? Again, Mr. Deputy President, it's not rocket science. A budget is basically...
Tell him that it's not rocket science, eh? Yeah, you don't have to know about the flow of hydrogen and so on, and you don't have to relate it to the outside temperature and what temperature the rocket fuel is going to be freezing at, so that your O-rings and them don't crack and all. Yeah, you don't have to be doing this. No rocket science. Yeah? Nice.
That we're now paying for rent on that mortgage. Again,
tell the Prime Minister, so you got not to do that in relation to Prime Minister's residence. Tell him what you're explaining there. Because here you want to send you up in Northeast to collect another set of cocktail again. He could send you is more cocktail you're getting this time. If you think you get a cocktail the last time, the one you're getting this time, you think you was a slave in a cane field back in the 1700s. Go right ahead.
Renovate the Governor General's residence and use the monies that we're now paying for rent on that mortgage. Again, Mr. Deputy President, it's not rocket science. A budget is basically revenue and expenditure. Growing up, I heard my mother saying it all the time, balance, we need to balance your budget. You can't spend what you don't have unless you know that you're getting it from somewhere. Better yet, Mr. Deputy President, the government was able to secure a grant to build a number of low-income housing, 634 apartments, I believe, but cannot or did not choose to secure one. Or
yeah, it's amazing what it does know when they're not in office. It's amazing what them does know when they're not in office. And you see, that's why I would always love the New National Party, because the message of the new National Party does not change. It is always consistent. Yeah? It's not do this today and then tomorrow we are against doing that. The message of the new National Party is always consistent. You heard it recently with the legalization, decriminalization of marijuana issue, where the NNP has been saying from day one, decriminalize. Where the NDC was the one that was pushing, even in the manifesto, legalize. And now the NDC has had to come over to the NNP perspective of decriminalize. The NNP didn't have to change perspective. They didn't have to say, well, we in opposition, now we're saying legalize. No, the position was a firm one from the start. Because you had individuals who put thought into things before they do it. Before they put it out there, they put significant thought in relation to these things. So there was no necessity to have to change your position like if the weather changing. No necessity.
I know he's asking why rent is so high, but I think I'd like to say that the NDC recognizing that housing is a basic necessity of our citizens. We have and we will roll out our housing program for Grenada. It will be ambitious, it will be big, and it will be transformative. So stay tuned, and we will in short order be rolling out our intended housing program. But I in fairness to the person who asked the question, I want to say this. Rent is high because what has happened, particularly in the south of the island, is with the expansion of St. George's University, with the expansion of the hotel sector, it has dramatically increased the cost of accommodation in the south, because this is how free market works. If people own property and there's a high demand for it, the price goes up. And with the school expanding, with more and more hotels being built, and with more Grenadians moving from the rural communities down to the south, either because they have to work in the school or because they work in the hotels, and you know what the times are, 7 to 3, 3 to 11, oftentimes the cost of transportation is prohibitive to go back up. So many people look for places that are...
So notice, you know all the reasons why places are expensive to live in the south, the same place that he end up coming and live. You know all the reasons why he didn't find a place uptown side. Didn't find a place somewhere. He find a place down in the most expensive part of the island to live. Yeah? Because that's where he believe he should live, isn't it? Yeah.
The south, again, pushing the demand.
And also, as far away as possible as he could get from people, from the St. David's people, that's where he go and live. He ain't want nobody from St. David. He ain't want nobody from Apwe to come and knock the gate early in the morning. They come to see the Prime Minister. Yeah? He ain't want nobody from Lafem or Beaton, yeah, or over on the rock to come and knock the gate and say, Mr. Prime Minister, we need your help. He ain't want Wester Hall people be able to see when he passing to flag him down and say, Mr. Prime Minister, there's an issue. So he go as far as possible from St. David to stay. Yeah? All of that is the reason you go down there, you know. Don't get up with it. This wasn't before election again, yeah.
High prices. And because the school is there, obviously, the prices are quoted in US. What that has done is priced many Grenadians, if not most Grenadians, completely out of many areas in the south.
It priced the average Grenadian, but the average Grenadian is paying for you. 1,032,000 so far. All you like to talk about people. Let me talk about that. 1,032,000 so far in rent for you, when there is a place that you could have stayed and it would not have cost the Grenadian taxpayer that. All you hypocrite.
So then the quality of the accommodation is, in some instances, very, very, very basic, to put it mildly. I know he's asking why rent is so high, but
yeah, well, we find out why rent is high. Yeah, yeah. As far as possible as he could get from St. David people is why he go down there. That is what he do. He get as far as he could possibly get from people in St. David. He don't want to be around St. David people. He wants St. David people knocking the door. He don't want that. Yeah, he ain't want that. And then there's no difference to talk on the behalf when they're ready, you know.
Was simply close down the office of Prime Minister if you wanted to operate at a substandard. She said first and foremost, she is just an ordinary citizen whose personal car is already at a standard. And as Prime Minister, she's not prepared to sink below her personal standard. If she is expected to leave her personal home to move into the Prime Minister's official residence, it cannot be below the standard of where she normally lives. On a normal basis, when she and her husband are entertaining, they entertain at a level that will be brought to bear on the position of Prime Minister. No compromise. Of course, her tone of voice and accompanying body language indicated a total disgust with the mooted objections by those who wanted to demote her socially. Folks, we bring to any situation in life that we ourselves are in who we are, our standard and quality. And if we have none, we will bring that too. We have had lots of low-class people with access to social media who feel Mount Royal is fit for a Prime Minister to reside in as it is. You should ask the government to let you stay there because it is vacant now. That place has for years outlived its usefulness. Has any of you who are today talking about the current Prime Minister's decision to not relocate to that Labast, overlooking Darbo, Mount Rush, River Road, Queen's Park, taking an up?
Yeah, so something wrong with overlooking Darbo, Mount Rush, and Queen's Park. Something wrong with the people there. That is not a nice sight. Those are not human beings. Those are not voters in the election. They're the mouthpiece on them, you know. These are their mouthpieces. And that's how they view you. Because I want River Road people to know how they view you. I want Mount Rush and Darbo people to know how that group of individuals, that cabal, how they view you. Yeah? Low class. Overlooking those areas. That's how they view you. Yeah? Just remember that election morning.
Its usefulness. Has any of you who are today talking about the current Prime Minister's decision to not relocate to that Labast, overlooking Darbo, Mount Rush, River Road, Queen's Park, taking an objective look at it to see if you have a dog, if you will, that you really love, that you would allow to live there right now as it is? What obtained prior to June 23rd, 2022 may have been suited for that place. But since the commencement of transformation, it is obsolete.
And the question is simply this. If it is obsolete, what is being done? Has a new location been found and they're saying, okay, this is more suitable to the Prime Minister of this country. Let us build a new Prime Minister's residence there and let's offload the original one. Give it to the National Museum or something. Nothing like that. Nothing like that has taken place. No ideas have been floated. As in, well, we don't think that that is the best place to have the Prime Minister's residence. Let us relocate to another area. That is not a discussion, you know. There is no discussion. All you need to know is, as of now, they've spent $1,032,000 of your money while there is a place existing. When he went to take the job of Prime Minister, when he put himself before the Grenadian people, when he stood on stage and called on the spirit of deceased Maurice Bishop, when he said, put your light in the air, when he said, vote for me and my team, he knew at that point in time that was the residence of the head of government of this country. He knew that. Yet still, you end up with him coming in now and deciding, no, he going and spend $1 million plus in our next location. Let me go to the phone lines now. Let me open the phone lines. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Hi, good night. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. But how are you tonight? And happy Independence.
Same to you.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
I have a comment here. I have a question to ask you, and I'd like you to see how you could figure that for me. Remember some independence ago, some independence celebration ago, there was what you call it again, that big party they had in one of the hotels in the south for the Governor General.
Yeah.
A gala.
A gala.
Yes, and they said that gala was to raise funds for the rebuilding of Government House.
Yes, there was.
Since nobody heard anything from anybody with relation to what happened in that gala. How much money did the gala brought in, and when would the project for the repairs of Government House going to begin? This is baffling. I think our heads of states, starting from the governor down to our last elected member of parliament, they toying with us. Too many lies. Grenada deserves better. Another question I want to find out here: when are we going to be getting back our marketing board? This was one of the first things our Prime Minister promised us, that he's going to make it better. He's going to have public-private partnership with new name and running and things like that. We have not heard anything about that, and we're going towards another election. Sheldon, what happened to that promise that the Prime Minister made to us that he's going to have freezer trucks in all the different districts and so on, that's going to help the farmers to store the produce so we're going to get proper sale when that time comes? We need honesty here. We need honesty. We need loyalty. And as a small nation, we doesn't need people to tell us lies because they want to get into office. And just because I'm shedding light on those things, I'd like for our incoming government, which is that NMP government that we're going to form, to take note of all these things that this NDC government had been doing and make sure they don't make that mistake. Because if you want to get into political office for your own good, it does not make sense. You're not going into office for the good of yourself, but for the good of the people. So we should tell the people the truth. Our Governor General should come out without an excuse and tell us, say, listen, what we did there, we make X amount of money. The money is not enough to do what we have to do. And as a matter of fact, the Grenada government not supposed to be responsible for Government House because the governor is at the pleasure of the king. So they're the ones who are supposed to repair it. So from jump start, they was fooling us. And it's time we get rid of tomfoolery. Our people are supposed to rise up and know that those people toying with us and so much lies, so much deception. As intelligent people, we're not supposed to take this deception from our own people. We have to let them know that they are not the only intelligent people we have living in our society. And because of that, we're supposed to make the right decision. Have a good night. We'll talk again some other time.
Thank you so very much, sir. And that caller is spot on. You know, we have a program called Spot On. Spot on. Yeah? 1473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight. Oh, yeah, you all were calling before. You all can call now, eh? Yeah, call now. Those of you who was calling there, you all can call now. All right, nice. Yeah, because I'm telling you, something definitely has to be wrong with these individuals. Yeah? So River Road, Dabo, Mount Gay, all them areas there, just know how they see you all. Yeah? They see living in a place and seeing you all as being low class. Yeah? Low class and or no class. That's how they see you all. That's what they think of you. They don't care if your son is an island scholar. They don't care if you have worked in an industry for the last 30 years, hard worked and built yourself. How does it? You build your name brick by brick. They don't care. The mere fact is that you're living in Dabo, and River Road, and it's how they say it, Dabo. And River. So watch the facial expression when they're mentioning those places. You can see the disdain and disgust that they have for the residents of those areas. The good thing with all is all you have a vote. And all you know, any vote that is not a vote for the NNP is a vote for that same individual and them to come back and jump on all your back. Maybe they like jumping on back, I don't know. We have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How are you?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead.
Okay, Sunday the 8th.
Your song in, hold on, your song in muffled. I don't know why, but your song in muffled. Maybe how you're holding the phone, you're songing very muffled to me. And if you're songing muffled to me, it's worse to the public. Now you start the song proper. Go ahead.
Yeah. I say Sunday all the way to Grand Mall.
Back to muffle again.
Sunday. You better?
No, I don't know. Is how you're holding the phone normally?
Yeah. Even better now?
Yeah, better now. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. I say Sunday all the way to Grand Mall. A Fundy, family Fundy. Alright, everyone I invite you to come out to the Fundy with Sheldon. It will be a wonderful time. I'm going to share what I want to speak about the NDC. I know that's how NDC operated. When I heard this young lady speak in the Senate to get a loan to build the Governor General home, I remember the Prime Minister after burial, what he did. He went up in Carriacou. You know what happened in Carriacou, the people of Carriacou and Peter Martinique. What he did, he went by a good friend of his, Kim the King, and he asked Kim the King what he want. And Kim the King said when he heard that, he opened his hand and said, Prime Minister, he got damage from burial. He want the home to build back. And the man, he said immediately, within days, the Prime Minister sent up money for him to build back his home. And the people, the rest of the people campaign, but who got damaged up and down, and no help from the government. And they say they send money up in Carriacou. I remember the call sent up money to help the people of Carriacou and Peter Martinique. And we had to ask the question, where are this money gone? So when I listened to the young lady speak in the Senate, I said, well, how could you do that? The Governor General is representing the Queen of England. The government of Grenada and Carriacou and Peter Martinique representing the people. So what the government have to do? Many homes destroyed. The government have to seek to build back homes for the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Peter Martinique. The Queen had to help her representing Grenada to build back her home. And when I heard her lady, I said that the rubbish she's speaking, I said to myself, that's why NDC must fail. Because they don't do things the right way. They don't looking at things the right way. How are they looking at the friend? Once the friend, he help the friend, and the majority of people in Grenada, Carriacou and Peter Martinique, they're forgetting them. And I heard the Prime Minister speak about COVID. I remember when NMP in government at the time, were educating the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Peter Martinique to socialize, stay away, don't get in big crowd. What was the role of NDC? Encouraging the people, go out and socialize. Go out and socialize. I want to congratulate again NMP and Mr. Steele, who did a wonderful job, and the doctors and the World Health Organization who were informing the government, telling them what the do's and the don'ts. What the NDC was already encouraging people to go out and socialize. Go out and socialize. And so that's the NDC party that they don't care. They don't care. What they would damage and destroy the young people and begin to do things that is not right. And not, when the young people go on social Sheldon, they had a sick parents home, the grandmother and the grandfather. They come back home, get the body strong. They affecting the grandmother and the grandfather baby. So see, NDC party, they don't care. All they care about themselves is the pocket, the friends, and the friends. What NMP is a party that cares about people. They want to see people life transform. Right? All these people that is transformed. And I want to say again, congratulations to the 9 candidates that will going forward in the election. Men of integrity, men that they have a job, they're not hungry, they don't need it. They work in other places already.
Men and women.
Sorry. Men and women, sorry.
We ain't playing that
Men
yet.
and women. Yeah. Men of integrity. The men that and women that with respect and have a good attitude that shape the life of many young people in society. I want to say kudos to the NMP that choosing men that we could be proud of and that will men and women that we are proud of that will win the seat. And NMP will be a government for all, an inclusive government. I want to say kudos to the NMP for doing a good job, and we stand for them, especially our caretaker and candidate for St. John Northwest, Adrian Joseph, a wonderful young man, that people love. And you don't get in politics to help yourself. We're getting politics to help people. And that's what is important. When you get a politician getting politics, not to help yourself, but to help people better the living condition. So, Brother Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed, folks. 147344073. Cammy, give me a call. Cammy, give me a call when you get a chance. Cammy, give me a call. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm fine. You go right ahead, caller.
All right, brother. I just have, it's when you sometimes sit and you listen to some discussing stuff, is that what you really get in hating human being or looking down at human being. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If you stay and you see the people of River Road and Darbo or wherever, okay?
He maybe doesn't drive through there, he maybe does go around, or he maybe doesn't drive through that area.
No.
I feel he does drive.
No. Listen, we both live in the same, we both live in the south, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nice?
Mm-hmm.
Look in the Montuano Valley area, okay? You just stand up and see how much people is coming out from there. There is policemen. There are tradesmen of various different kinds going into all those big locations, for example, Lanspeene and many other big areas. Okay? Going into these big areas, okay, to do the work for the same person at, well, if they call top class or whatever, by respect, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that is the man who is coming to do the work for you. It is a man who has skill. You have the financial aspect of life, but that man has his trade in whatever he come and do for you. So in sight of God, we are all equal, brother. Your color of your skin or your wealth or whatever, those things don't matter. Your honesty, how conscious you are, clean your heart. Yeah? And it's how on the face of the earth, if somebody challenge you and you has money or you has power, you will fight down that person. But let's see how on the day of judgment how you're going to face the Almighty God. Yeah? It is very sad, my brother. It is very sad. I mean, sometimes you just bring tears to your eyes. And this is how we think of our own human being. This is the road we want to take. I mean, someone must think before they speak. Yeah? Someone must really think what they're saying. Because you are the same human when you look on the other side.
But I think we assuming that they are human. Because with that kind of behavior, sometimes you have to wonder, because
that person, the video you played, I know the gentleman. I mean, we could say a lot of things, which we will not say. You understand what I'm saying? But let's be realistic, my friend. Let's be honest to God. How are you going to, on the day of judgment, answer to the Almighty God?
A vote for the NDC is a vote for that individual. Let me just put it like that, plain and clear. A vote for the NDC, you going a polling station and you put an X next to their symbol,
it
is
really
a vote
shame
for that individual.
Because if you has But the Almighty God is the one who empower you with your position, empower you with your wealth, with all things that you have. And is a test and is a testimony to that. This true way. If you even is a pastor, he will tell you how did you lead your people. If you have your money, he will ask you about how did you spend your money. We have to answer for all those things. If you have your position, you have to know that how did you use the position? Did you victimize people? I hope people open their eyes and ears, listen and understand. I always tell my children, my family, friends home, be careful of what you're saying, how you're saying, and who you're saying around. We have to be careful of your words. Choose your words carefully. You know, there's no need to look down, absolutely no need to look down at no human beings. Because the grave that I and you going down, all of us going down in the same grave. The expensive coffin doesn't matter. Yeah, my brother.
All right,
I hope
brother.
I didn't hurt anybody's feeling, and if I do, I apologize. But we love you all.
All right, my brother. You have a good one.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Camille Teresa Scott, give your boy a call, Camille. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Hi, Sheldon. Good night. My name is Ronald Stricker. I'm just calling to say good night.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Listening.
You feel I forget our name, man? I can't forget our name. How you do, bro?
Nah, everything is wonderful, man. Everything is wonderful. I always listen to you. I just say, let me call and wish you a good night and to encourage you to continue the good work.
All right, my brother. And I hope everything is going all well and okay with you.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. See you soon.
All right, great. When you reach, just make sure and contact me.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Wonderful.
blessings. All right, bro. Yeah, my good partner, Stricker. 1473-440-7377. All you call back. All you bring the call. Let me hear piece of that again, boy. Let me hear piece of that again, boy. Now I can't.
Folks, we bring to any situation in life that we ourselves are in, who we are, our standard and quality. And if we have none, we will bring.
We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Mr. Scott, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm quite fine, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, man.
So I have a couple of subjects I want to hit on tonight. The first one is,
go right ahead.
Keep in mind that in the United States we have something called trickle-down economics that never works. It just works the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets richer who already have all the riches, but they expect the smaller man to get, the riches, which never really works out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the first issue. So when Mr. Deacon Mitchell is looking down from Mount Royal and he look over River Road,
He don't even Mount Royal and the thing, he don't even go in.
Well, I understand that, so I'm getting to the point.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want that money to trickle down to the people who really need it. So he wants to go among the other people where the wealth is, so some of that money could rub off on him and go up. But the next thing I want to touch a little bases on, he went to Dubai and he's asking for money, but then he went on that press conference and he's talking about Grenada is pretty well off, because they don't need money from the U.S. and so forth since Trump and them canceled, the rural aid and all that good stuff. If Grenada is that well off, why are you begging for money? So now you're contradicting yourself. Okay, so where's the money going that he's begging for? That's why I keep on telling you all, he's getting ready to line his pockets. Okay, next thing. Mount Royal was great for Eric Matthew Gary, Herbert Blaze, Morris Bishop, Tillman Thomas, and we could go down the line. But all of a sudden it ain't good for him. What happened to this guy? Who the hell he think he is? And again, if he invests that $24,000 a month into repairs into Mount Royal, that almost $2 million would have gotten a long way by now. Okay, the next thing, the people of St. David's, he's running from his own people.
As far as he can get. So he going to the south of the island. If he could have go Point Salini, go.
Trust me, right here in Florida, I have some good friends that is from St. David's. And good people. And they're wealthy people here in the United States. So, again, I don't understand. So, I look at so many different things about this guy. And, I posted a good piece on Facebook today, and people was trying to get in on me about it and all that good stuff. But when I hit them, they just shut their mouth and they run off. Again, people doesn't understand. He's an attorney. Yes, he's a lawyer. But a lawyer is nothing but a professional liar. They know you do the crime, but they're going to use the court and they're going to use the laws to lie and get you off. That's all a lawyer is, a professional liar. I have a lot of friends here who went to school with me at GBSS, who are great lawyers who represent me when I need a lawyer here in the United States. Okay, I know what goes on. I'm a professional just the same. So I'm looking at the stuff that he says. And tonight I was listening to you, and you used a favorite word of mine, that word people. I was happy when you used that word people and you didn't go and say what he said again.
Persons.
In that press conference, and persons. People doesn't understand that. That thing sounds so stupid. And if you're going to stand in the United Nations, where you're talking to the entire world, and use a word like that, that shit is annoying. People just don't understand it. But I like to break things down for people so people can really understand that. Even though I break that down for them on my Facebook today, people just shut up. They ain't got nothing to say no more. But anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you. You have a great night.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Yes, indeed. 147. We for Cammy. Cammy, where? 1473440. Because I know Cammy had to tell me something. A question I want to ask you on air. That's why I'm telling you, call me. Oh, God. Hey. Yes, Cammy, give me a call. While you messaging me and tell me this thing, for Lord, you will see some kind of thing people messaging and tell me here. I can't even play that on the program. I'm going to have to go an additional 10 minutes. But you all, you know what, something? Hear this. This is what they think of you. Yeah?
And handles not only relate to the poor and vulnerable, but people of all walks of life. A friend of mine like to say we have two kinds of people who tend to follow the other side, the needy and the greedy.
The who? That's the current Attorney General speaking on, where's the date of that? The 22nd of October in the year 2017 at a town hall meeting in New York. That is the president. I do have a video of it on here, the audio. Yeah, no, I had the video in it. Somewhere there, I'll find it. Yeah, but that is the present Attorney General, Claudette Joseph. When she calling people in Grenada needy and greedy. There's two set of people that follow in NNP. Yeah, the needy and the greedy. That's what she was saying. Yeah?
Handles not only relate to the poor and vulnerable, but people of all walks of life. A friend of mine like to say we have two kinds of people who tend to follow the other side, the needy and the greedy. The other side, the needy and the greedy. The other side, the needy and the greedy. The other side, the needy and the greedy.
Yeah, that is what they think of you. Yeah? Because they know the new National Party has won that constituency. Those same Dabo, the same River Road, and those areas there, the same areas. The new National Party has won those in 2013, 2018, and 2022. NNP win those areas. So when she come to you, you support the new National Party, you know. So when she comes to you because she believes you are needy and greedy. When she come up in Mount Gay, she coming up there because she believes that you are needy and greedy. Because you didn't support her the last election cycle, you supported the New National Party. You went green. You vote for the House. And she is clearly saying that her belief, because she's repeating something that somebody says as an idea, and that is that anybody that supports the NNP in her view is needy and greedy. But she coming to the needy and greedy to ask for all your vote. That is what she doing. One other one saying that all you're too low class to be even looking down on. Up on the looking down on, all you're too low class even for that. And this one saying all you needy and greedy and tongue people. All you go make the mistake and go and stain all your finger and put an X for these kind of people. They see you as nobody. They see you as nothing. They see you as nobody. You cannot afford to go and give these people your vote. You can't do that. Well, you could, but you're going to be wrong. You could do it, but you're going to be wrong to go and do something like that. You can't take your good self and go election morning to say you go in and cast a vote for such people who believe that you are no good, you ain't nothing. You can't do that. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
This is the voice of one crying out in the wilderness.
Cry out, Pastor, cry out.
How are you, Sheldon Scott?
I'm more than good and I'm gooder than more.
Yes, and a pleasant good night to your listening audience. Yes?
Yes, indeed. Right ahead.
Yeah, Sheldon Scott, it's really a trying time for the people in Carriacou and Pitimatnik.
Wow.
As we know that burial had passed and really devastated the island of Carriacou and Pitimatnik. And it's very sad to know after 1 week after burial passed, $118 million has been given to Grenada. And it's sad to also know that Carriacou benefit very little. As I'm speaking to you here now, I got information from Carriacou that they are facing a water crisis.
Already?
And they are really facing a water crisis in Carriacou presently right now. And there is information to suggest that I think that Nawasa is having some problem with the water desalination plant. There is information to suggest that. And as you know, many people who had lost the roof, many of this roof has not been back as yet. And some of the people in Carriacou do not know when. So they would not be able to collect water. We also have to look at, we still have people that is living under tent. So definitely once you're living under a tent, you would not be able to get water.
You can't capture water.
And what is so sad also, Pitimatnik is coming under some heavy blows because as we know that the situation there is even worse than Carriacou because it's a very small island. Mm-hmm. And I cannot understand that DICOL has given to this administration, I think was $200,000 to help in the repairs of that clinic in Pitimatnik, that health center. And up to date, nothing has not been done over there. While the people of Carriacou and Pitimatnik is suffering basically for a roof over the head, I cannot see why in Carriacou you're going to try to build a jetty while the people in Pitimatnik do not have a roof over the head. I'm trying to ask myself the question, can this jetty just remain a little while and look at the most important thing, like bringing happiness and joy to the heart of people that who do not have a roof over their head?
But Pastor, and even though they got enough money that they could carry out both simultaneously.
Exactly.
They're supposed to be able to do all of these things simultaneously. So there's no reason that you should have a situation where You have to focus on one and you can't do the other. They had enough money to be able to do that. But you see what they did?
Yes.
Is they give all their little friends, they call guys and ask them to be contractors to go up
Yes, sir.
Carriacou to spend tens of thousands of dollars on them to say they're doing cleanup. Tens of thousands of, some of the guys just go up on the boat and come back down. Tens
Yes,
of
sir.
thousands
Yes,
of dollars they gave them. So there's no
Yeah.
reason they should be having to focus on one right now. They had enough money.
Exactly.
All of it could have been done.
Yes, sir. And on the other hand, again, I could remember that after burial pass, I could remember vividly that the Samaritan Post came and they have this nice water desalination plant. And this desalination plant is a plant that could have been moved all over Carriacou. For example, they could have taken it to Windward, and they could have set it up to Windward and take the very said water, and supply people in Windward. And when they finish with the people in Windward, they could have go to Harvey Vale and install it down there. And they offer it to this administration and they say they don't want it. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm asking, please, at this present time, you understand, in the days of the NNP, you understand, water has been bought through Carriacou by Elvin G. Nimrod. And I never forget that. And I'm really sorry for the people. I mean, when you talk about children, you have a passion talking about Carriacou people. But because your offspring coming from there. But my wife is a kayak man, like my neighbor's string cutting Carriacou. I love these people, but I don't like what is going on. And to add insult into injuries, you have a minister up there that when he came, he said he only had $2 in your account. Presently, right now, there is information to suggest, somebody called me yesterday, look here, he bought pack outside there. Yeah, he bought now, man. Yeah, he bought BOAT. You understand what I'm saying? You come in after having $2, you have house now, you have land, and you could boast to your friends and them. You didn't know that it would have go back. By saying, even though you win and you lose, you're set for life. You're set for life. I mean, the people in Carriacou and Pitimating, I'm asking you all, please, to hold on, man. And on better is coming for you all. Hold on, man. The NNP, we are right at your door. You understand? And we're going to help you all get over that situation. It's real bad. Sheldon Scott, it's real bad. And lastly, I want the Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell to know, sir, when you leave here and you travel, and then you are going to engage in a press conference, don't think Grenadian and are listening to what you're saying. Sir, you must not lie like that. Because I sit down in my living room and you on a conference day and I hear you lie so much. You must not do that. Man, you're too young for this thing, man. Lying is a sin. Don't do that, man. I mean, the people, they laugh. I mean, people laughing at us. Sheldon Scott, what really happened? What really happened to Grenada? By how we manage, how we really manage. I continue to pray for this place, and I'm begging the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Pitimating. Pastor is 70 years old now, 70. You understand? I am in the departure lunch, and I am asking the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Pitimating, never vote back this Deacon Mitchell administration in office. Remember your children, remember your grandchildren. And if you vote back these people in office, your children and grandchildren will never forgive you for the atrocity that you commit against them if we ever put back this government in office. Sheldon Scott, have a blessed night.
Same to you, Pastor.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, folks. Pastor. I have something to play for you, Pastor. Yeah, I'll play something for you there. Nice, yeah.
Fact. So many people come. Good morning. How are you? All right. Many people come to us to seek assistance, and in a lot of cases, we dip in our pockets. I know for me in particular, from the moment I get my salary is over. And as I was telling members of my political branch last month, that last month in, I only had $2 EC dollars and a few cents in my account.
Oh yeah? I wonder how much it does have now. Let me see. Yeah, how much you had in your account?
Last month. Last month in, I only had $2, two EC dollars and a few cents in my account. Because when people come to you, when constituents come to you and they ask for help, and in many cases they need genuine assistance, whether
So if he buy boat and how much vehicle and land and all kind of thing now, if that is the case, how much he does have in your account now? Yeah? Okay, you said $2. Yeah, that is back in the first year, I believe he said this, yeah. So I don't know how much it is now.
Last month. That month end, last month end, I only had $2, two EC dollars and a few cents in my account.
Okay, $2 and some cents in your account. Okay, right, that makes sense, but $2 and some cents in your account. All right, sir, we hear you. We hear you, Papa. We hear you. Yeah? Where's the student say again about NNP people again? Yeah, what she say? NNP people just fall into?
And handles not only relate to people and
Okay, no, that's the wrong one. Come on, no. Let's play the proper thing here. Right, nice.
You got to know your audience. You know, if you're speaking, even
That's
you know
true.
you do the pocket meetings. I
But-
say something different in
That's
River
true,
Road
but-
and I will say on the Carriacou.
But people, that's true, and that's smart.
Okay, so you go say one thing in River Road and you'll say the next thing on the Carriacou because you're not consistent with your message. You're just giving a message to people according to what it is. Okay, all right, okay, yeah.
But as politicians, though, you have to be careful as well, because there have been some statements ascribed to you, Claudette, that you said somewhere that the NNP people are needy and greedy. Help us out.
I
with that.
said that in a town hall meeting in New York. I'll tell you why I said that. Because I have assessed what happened now. You would know some people, as I do, who support the New National Party. And they will go to the hilt to defend what is, in fact, indefensible.
Like spending $1,032,000 for the Prime Minister to live where he's living right now. Meanwhile, we have schools to repair, we have other places to repair, we have things to do. So spend that kind of money when there are other things to do. Defending the indefensible. Yeah? Defending the indefensible. Like that, but anyway.
It's indefensible. They would defend, they would attempt to defend. Right? And when you assess, by and large, these people are either affiliated with the New National Party because of what they get. They benefit. Right? And that's a fact. I would not retract from what I said because that's true. Right?
Well, she wouldn't retract it, so as far as she's concerned, NNP supporters needy and greedy. She's not retracting her statement, but she come in front all your door to ask for the vote. She come in, yeah? She come in front all your door looking for the vote. That is the present Attorney General of Grenada. That is Claudette Joseph. She come in. A vote for anything but the NNP is a vote to keep the NDC in office. And don't think that you're going to take God out of your thoughts and vote for any other entity, and that somehow the other entity would be able to win the seat. It ain't going to happen. All you're doing is you're handing the seat over to this same individual who think are you people in River Road, you people in Dabo and Mount Gay. This is how Cooper's Hill, all she think of so, you know. This is how she thinks of you that live on the Carriacou. Those are you that in tongue itself. This is how she sees you all. This is how that grouping sees you all as nobody and nothing. So they ain't apologizing because you all supported the New National Party 3 elections in a row in the majority. And it is you she talking about. Take God out of your mind and vote for anything other than the NNP and see what happens.
they eat their food, right? And because they benefit personally,
don't eat food. You're supposed to starve. Don't eat food.
They forget whether what is happening benefits the nation, benefits the rest of the people.
So the Prime Minister being down where he is right now, $1,032,000, that benefits the nation, right? Okay, all right. Ask me, the average Grenadian, you could go there and visit the Prime Minister, you could go there and see the Prime Minister, you could go? All right, okay, if you could go, yeah, nice, okay.
People who support the New National Party are like that. And some of them, when you engage them privately, right, will as much as say to you, well, I good, I am benefited. And among those are people who do not need to do that. They don't have to do that, because even if they don't do that, them and their families will be okay. Right? Okay. These people...
And folks, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to stay for a few minutes. It looked like we had to deal with the fishing thing tomorrow night. I can't touch the fish. I can't touch that fishing thing tonight. So we're going to deal with the fishing thing tomorrow night.
People who betray the country. These people, to my mind, are the greedy ones. Right? Then you have those who want money, but they don't want work.
So, all right.
Right? Let me tell you something. As you know, I've said it openly many places. I come from a poor family, right? I come from a poor family. I know what it's like to earn and to work for everything you have. No special privileges, no special treatment, no opportunities. You make do with what you have. Whatever you are given, whatever opportunities you get, you make the best of it, right? You don't buy friends, you don't buy loyalty, you don't, and well, thank God that I was raised like that, because in this election I won't be buying votes either, right? And that is what I mean when I say by and large, right? The people who support the New National Party, they know
so Claudia,
that Dr. Mitchell,
needy and greedy?
the Dr. Mitchell and the New National Party are not good for Grenada. But they insist on supporting because of what they personally get out of it. And that's what I meant.
So let's take it this way. So I am sitting on, let me see, Lucas Street. I'm sitting on Lucas Street this morning. And
so, by the way, let me cut you. Where I come from now, I said that since what, October, September?
I heard it on one of the platforms last week, I think. Somebody repeated that. You said that.
Yeah, Peter David.
So no, it wasn't Peter.
I saw him myself.
It wasn't
yeah,
Peter.
But he said it. He said it.
Okay, it wasn't Peter.
So I'm like, where you going with that? Let's talk about what we're going to do in town.
But you said it, Claudette, because you
in October. So why is it an issue now?
You mentioned things happening in 2003. That's an issue. So
which is relevant. Things that are relevant. I mentioned it because they're happening again. Okay, Brenda. Yes.
Well, we're in 2026, and I'm mentioning it again because that is what you call people needy and greedy. That is what you call people. Yeah, that is how you all think. You see, they see themselves as more intelligent than everybody. They see themselves as better than you. They look down on you. They want your vote, so they're going to come and grin and smile and give you the pat on the back because they're looking for your support. All they want from you is one thing: that vote on election day. Nothing else. Then they can lord it over you for a 5-year period. That's what they're looking for. Just the vote. As long as they can get that vote from you and maintain you in a certain position, that is where these people are happy. Understand it for what it is and understand them for who they are. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Brother.
Hey, what's in, Father?
We're going to day. I have a very complicated and I need assistance, This system, this administration, is turning into a criminal, bro.
Turning into?
Turning me into a criminal, fam.
Or turning you into? I thought you said they're turning into. They're already a criminal enterprise. So I thought you were saying they're turning.
Transforming me into that now because so Peters, right? I thought based on the discussions and songs people was making, like they would have take some consideration and change the way you call it legal amount.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so for instance, right, I know individuals right now at present day that suffer from MS and deal with cancer and stuff, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
So
bro,
in terms of
let me tell you though, because I'm going and close off in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but
so if you're going and raise a totally new issue, if you could cover it in that space at time, go ahead. Because you wouldn't have time to extend on it tomorrow night. We could, but we wouldn't have time to extend it. But go ahead.
Alright, the simple maths is based on the prescribed amount, taking you to 75 to 150 grams to give you 15 grams of oil, right?
Uh-huh.
There are individuals that need oil like 45 grams in a day to 150 grams an hour. You see it? So based on the prescribed amount, it do valid. So as I say, I thought you would have taken some consideration.
In other words, what you're saying there is that with the legalization of the ganja, that you're having, what it is, 40 grams or something. That
yeah, 50 something.
It is, they say no recreational, it's not supposed to be recreational, so it's supposed to be medicinal now. But the medicinal amounts that you would need will surpass the amount that they legalize that you could have. So that they're saying 40, but 40 is nothing to have according to the prescription that you might get for the condition that you might have. That's what you're saying?
Yes, more or less.
Yeah, all right. I understand you.
More or less. Yeah. All right, so let me take up your time, but you're seeing
that's your time.
Some listeners. Yeah, some listeners on. And a lot of them went on all that.
You went off a bit there. Come, yeah, go ahead.
Say you have some listeners online that claim to be of the Christian faith.
Yeah.
So something came to mind today, and I said I really want to push it all here. Romans 1:3-2. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to check that one. All right,
yes,
Fadu.
You should do that.
Thank you very much, my brother. You have a good one. All right. Yes, indeed, folks. That was Fadu. And yeah, according to the medical prescription, yeah, it will go over the prescribed amount. Yeah. Fadu, I want to discuss that with you tomorrow night on the show. I'm going to be dealing with the fish issue because right now they say we sending fish to China, so I don't know how we getting the fish to China and all kind of thing. Because there are basic grades of fish. So it can't be sashimi, because sashimi you have to get to China within I think it's at least 7 days or something. You have to get there, which means you have to have either direct flights or you have to have a central location, most likely in the UK, that is going to receive that fish from Grenada and then transport it to China. So you'll have to have some sort of central location, which I'm pretty sure we don't have right now. But you'll have to have some central location. And in my view, doing that individually and not trying to work as the OECS on creating something like that is foolhardy. So it's nice to talk and say that's what we're looking to do and so, but it's a different situation. We're going to discuss that one a lot more tomorrow night. Yeah, we're going to discuss that one a lot more tomorrow night. Well, you say about Claudette. Yeah, she come in and knock all your door. She come in and knock all your door and ask for the vote. She come in and she brave, you know. She come in and knock all your door. Don't think she don't come in. She come in. She don't care who you be. She come in and knock your door. She consider you needy and greedy. The people that support them, the people that they rely on, the people that advise them, they consider you all as nobody. And don't think you're going and vote for something else. Oh, well, I'm going and vote for this person. I ain't voting for NNP this time. All you're doing is you're taking a vote away from NNP where NNP would have been able to win, and you're handing that vote to Claudette. Yeah? That's all you're doing. The only vote that secures proper representation in the tongue of St. George and proper representation for the state of Grenada, especially with the crises internationally that we see developing, the only political organization with the connections, with the contacts, with the track record of getting the job done, with a slew of professional individuals. Look, they're talking about NNP put out 9 and they put out 4 that are more weight. More weight because they're eating a set of food in cabinet and all them finger food they're eating when they go around the place. That is how they have weight, as in body weight. But when you look at the team of the NNP, every single person there, you can tell of their community involvement before they became involved in politics. That's why I showed Jelani Glean last week, Friday night. That's why I was able to show different people. Nolene Thompson ain't just reaching this thing, ain't just get involved in community and so on because she's seeking to become, and she will become, the Member of Parliament for St. David. Nolene Thompson has been involved years now, long before that. It's the same situation with every single member in the team of the New National Party. All 9 are people you could point and say they used to do this in the community, they used to do that in the community, they was involved in this at the national level or that at the national level. You can point to every one of them. That's why I could pull a video of Nimrod Olivier from 2003 making donations to the Royal Grenada Police Force. Because we have a group of people that have done it and can and will do it again. We just have to make sure that on election day we do the right thing. The only place that we're supposed to put our vote is next to the house. That's the only place that will ensure that Grenada can really and truly transform and move forward. Other people just say it in words. The New National Party does it in action. Whether it's to build the whole, look at town. Every major development in and around town has been done by the New National Party. You never see another government come in and do anything around the town. It has always been the New National Party. From the stadia to the roads that were done around town. Yeah? To the General Hospital being rebuilt from when you were there before and it was rat and cat running around. Is the New National Party. The 4th project, the NNP again. And there are more to come. Every major project you're seeing around. New National Party. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow night, God's willing, with more talking points for your national colors there. Wear your colors and go on out there. Nice, yeah. Put on in and watch. We ain't there in this thing where we wearing 2 colors and we wearing the next one and that kind of foolishness. Leave that for them people and them who political and not patriotic. They're the wrong P. They're supposed to be patriotic. Instead of that, they're political. You see, I have my little piece of yellow on my thing here and I have my yellow on my thing there. I have a piece of yellow on me. Always gold, really. Yeah, but I have it on me. Yeah? But them, they ain't wearing that color at all. They want to see that. Right? So, folks, do enjoy the rest of your night tonight. Love each and every one of you and everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you.